Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here once again with all of you. I would love to introduce to you Marga Marshall. She is a principal at Holbrook Language Academy, a Mount Diablo Unified Regional Magnet. Since 2017, Ms. Marshall has been leading a successful two-way dual immersion program at Holbrook. Her teachers have been featured in duallanguageschools.org, and Principal Marshall has published articles about the school program, the importance of parents in education, and dual language and distance learning. Holbrook has been voted best bilingual school in the Bay for the past 2 years. Marga is an active member of CABE, and she has presented about number talks in her school program in 3 consecutive conferences. She has also collaborated in the CABE Planning Committee for our conference. Marga has participated in the Spain and Mexico Visiting Teacher Program, recruiting teachers for districts, as well as being a mentor for new groups and presenting to the new teachers selected to come to California. Since the school reopening, Marga Marshall has been awarded with the MDEA Outstanding Administrator Award in 2018 and the ACSA Region 6 as a nominee for the Elementary Principal of the Year in 2019. Marga Marshall has a wonderful husband who supports all of her adventures and 2 children that are also in the bilingual program in the district. She's passionate about bilingual education, and her motto is do what you love what you do, and in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Thank you so much, Marga. I am so honored to be here with you, and I cannot wait for your presentation.
Thank you so much, Dani. Thank you for this awesome intro. It's really exciting to be here. I'm going to go ahead and share my presentation. Thank you all. Let me check and do my presenting. Let's see. Well, as Dani said, I'm going to talk about a successful two-way dual immersion program that we've been doing for distance learning. And let me see. Oh, there you go. As Dani was mentioning just a little bit about me, I'm Marga Marshall. Well, I am Margarita Maria Martinez de Miguel Rojo, hashtag I know my name. And I am from Spain, and I was born in Valencia. When I was about 7 years old, we moved to Lorca, Murcia. Then before moving to California, I lived in Granada for 3 years. There is a little picture in there with me and my littles a few years ago when I went to Granada, and I shared with them about my cities and the cities where I lived when I was in Spain. I've been also very aventurera. I love traveling, and I actually spent summer 97 in Berlin and doing it was an internship, and it was wonderful learning about the culture and the city, beautiful. Then the summer after, I also spent the summer in Lisbon, and it was an international youth gathering or getting together, and it was also beautiful knowing and meeting so many people. Then over 18 years ago, I came to California through the Spain visiting teachers program, and it's been 18 years. It's been wonderful. And I actually came to Antioch, to the district of Antioch, to work as a teacher. And then when my daughter started kindergarten in the district that we live, she started a bilingual program. And there was an opening for a dual language coach, and I applied, and then I jumped into the Mount Diablo Unified School District. This is the district I've been working since. And I started as a dual language coach. I worked in the EL department, and then I moved as a principal in 2017. I really wanted to thank CABE for this opportunity. It is awesome to be here. It is an honor to present live for CABE Bilingual Resources. I really, it's super excited. I'm an active CABE member. I've been presenting, as Danny said before, number talks, charlas numéricas in CABE. I've been presenting about our cultural program that we have at Holbrook. And I've made so many friends. So I feel part of the CABE familia. And I really wanted to thank you for this opportunity for me to be here. Just a little bit about Holbrook. Holbrook was closed, and then we reopened in 2017 as a language academy. We opened as a Mount Diablo regional magnet, and we have two other sister schools. We have our sister school is Santeros, and they are another regional magnet, and they are specialized in STEM. And then there is another school, Wren Avenue, and it's the School of Performing Arts. So the three schools are regional magnets for the district. And then our school, Holbrook, we reopened with the two-way dual immersion program. So there's a little pictures in here because, you know, the saying as it's everything better with pictures. And during this presentation, you'll see a lot of pictures of beautiful things that are happening at Holbrook. Just to share a little bit about our dual immersion program, we follow the EL Master Plan that was approved for the district in 2012. And we have students that are learning both languages. We have English-speaking students, Spanish-speaking students. We do have a lot more students are English-speaking because that, oops, I'm sorry. There we go. A lot more English-speaking students, and but we do have intra transfers from around 5 towns from around our school. So we're always trying to recruit the Spanish speaking students, so we can actually form classes with a third of English speaking students, a third of Spanish speaking students, and then a third of bilingual students. We haven't been able to get these classes yet. We have about an 85% of English speaking students, and then Spanish speaking and bilingual students. The percentage is smaller, but we still use these students as the model for the English speaking students. This is my school. This is my super team, and I'm proud to be Team Holbrook. As I mentioned before, our dual immersion program, we combine English speakers with speakers of a target language, Spanish, and we are diverse. This is just, you know, a picture of our team, and I'm sharing here our two-way dual immersion team with teachers from all over. We have teachers from Nicaragua, from Spain, from Puerto Rico, from Mexico, from Sri Lanka, from El Salvador, from Portugal, from Japan, from the ES. Am I forgetting Nicaragua, Guatemala? So I can say that we all bring this diversity to the school. We learn from each other. We share food. We share our customs, our culture, and it's amazing how we do it as staff members, but we also share that love for the culture and learning from each other to our students. Just a few little data about our school. We have 15 classes in total with 334 Holbrook Jets. That's our mascot. And out of the 15 classes, there is 11 that are two-way dual immersion classes. And out of the school, we have 226 language learners. And those are the students are either English learners or the students are Spanish language learners. This is our motto. Let me, something is happening here. But this is our motto, the 3 goals of dual language education. And this is what we work for. This is how we this is what those are our goals, the three goals that our teachers, our students, and our parents on dual language workshops learn about. And the three goals that we focus on every day are bilingualism and biliteracy, grade level academic achievement in both program languages, Spanish and English, and then sociocultural competence. And that's it's really, really something that um, we're focused on. And you can see the posters in the classes, and you can see the teachers referring to them. This is also what guides our information or our instruction, the guiding principles for dual language education, the third edition. And we've worked with this. We pick strands by year, and then just during this school year, we've actually worked in this strand 3 regarding student-centered instruction. And we've worked on implementing the program with fidelity, incorporating separation of languages to promote high levels of language, high level academic content in both languages, and explicit language arts instructions that have been provided in both program language. So we've continued to work on this strand also during distance learning as well. And the Spanish teacher is delivering Spanish lessons. The English teacher is delivering lessons in English. And something that I forgot to mention before in the intro of our two-way dual immersion team is that we follow the partner model, where we have a Spanish teacher and an English teacher if we have enough students to have them. We also have self-contained students, and the self-contained teacher, not students, the self-contained teacher teaches both languages in a day. The students start with, let's say, Spanish, and then they end the day in English. And then when we have the partner model, there is one group of students that start their day in Spanish, another group of students that start their day in English, and then after lunch, these students swap, and then they end up the day in the other language. So we have been working on this strand during this school year, and then we're trying to do everything that we've been trying to do during distance learning. It's been also trying to be student-centered to follow what we've been working on during this school year. This is another, it's a part of the required classroom environments that all teachers use. Our students know about them, they own them. The teachers refer to the 4+1 language domains during their lessons. They refer to them also during distance learning, and I'll show you a little video of a teacher referring to them in a little bit. And why? Because this is what we need. If we want to be proficient in a language, you need to listen, speak, read, write those domains, and you also bring that metalinguistic awareness from whatever language you have to when you are transferring the new language and the new content into your new learning. So I'm proud to say that this is something that it was happening during the classroom, and then we can see it happening as well in during distance learning with our teachers. As you can see, I'm hashtagging now. We're very, very active in social media, and everything that the teachers have been posting and everything that we've been working on, we put it out there for everybody to take a peek, to see, to maybe adjust to their own programs. But we are hashtag two-way WEI stands, so two-way distance learning at HOLA, because that's how we call Holbrook Language Academy. So we're continuing through our distance learning with the program. Our teachers continue with the color coding information. We have one of our TK teachers, when she is sending emails to the parents daily about what they're going to be working on, her emails are actually, this is Maestra Villano, her emails actually are color coded, and whatever the students need to work on English is in blue, and whatever the students are going to be working on in Spanish, it's in Spanish. So this is a work that, I mean, it's not only the teachers, we all own it. The kids know if a teacher is writing something with a different color that is, you know, that the language that we're using, they can remind us. So this is something that we kept just to keep with the norm. And then, as I mentioned before, our teachers are still using our 4+1 language domains and making sure that the students understand the importance of knowing them. Anchor charts. The teachers are also having, like, you know, everybody has turned their houses into a classroom. And when we're doing Zooms, we see like everybody's houses with the posters here and the anchor charts. And the teachers also going over anchor charts with the students. And then our team, we do, you know, check-ins and we do staff meetings, but the grade levels and the teachers, they're still collaborating between them just to deliver the best dual language education to our students. This is just an example of how the teachers, what is it that they are still using. In this picture, we can see how this team, Maestra Robles Larios and Mrs. Cosette in first grade, they are actually working on the three-dimensional shapes. And they are, as you can see, color coding and sending visuals for students to learn this new academic vocabulary, and also for them to, and then they're continuing with the same color coding that we've been using during the classroom. This is also very exciting. This is another team in second grade, Maestra Gascot Reyes and Mrs. Adler. They're, as I mentioned, in the second grade. They actually put a website together. It's the second grade two-way dual immersion. Let me see if you can take me to here. Hopefully you can see it, but bam, you get into here. And what is it that you see? The 4+1 language domains. And you can see how the teachers work on, you know, they put all the information by weeks. They're already planning the schedule for next week, the May 18 to May 22nd. And then this is our team right here. And you can see like distance learning daily schedule ideas, this week's schedule, and there is videos of every single subject. So our teachers, since we started in March 17th, that was the day. March 13 was the last day the students were in school. That March 16, we were supposed to have a teacher in service day, and then March 17, we actually, well, that Monday, when we learned that students were not coming back to the classroom, the teachers started working together, putting things together, sharing resources to each other, and I mean, just to create websites just like this. So going back to the presentation, let me see. There we go. So as I mentioned before, these are our teachers. Oh, I believe, let me see. I think I have, let me share, hopefully we can hear too, but this is one of the teachers during a lesson that is actually referring to the 4+1 domains. This is just wonderful. Let me see, I think I had her right here. Let me see if I can see, hopefully.
Before I go, I want to talk to you about the 4+1 domains that I think we did while we did this. First of all, did we think? Yes. Did we speak? Well, Ms. Sellers doing a lot of speaking. Hopefully at home we did some repeating. Yes. Did we write? Yes. Did we read? Yes. And I bet a lot of you used your metalinguistic awareness, transferring words of Spanish, English, maybe Polish, maybe some Russian. I know there's a lot of languages out there, some Czech. And you are processing that information and you're translating some words, and that's using your meta-linguistic awareness. I'm really proud of all of you for all.
It's awesome. I mean, it's just awesome how the teachers can adjust what we've been doing during the classroom into putting it during distance learning. Let me see. So again, these are our teachers. I want you to share another awesome thing that one of our teachers in first grade, Miss Flores, she's the English partner in the two-way immersion team. This is how she starts her Zooms in the day. There is goals for the day, but she goes over everything, and we also include the culture item or objective of the day. And why culture? Again, getting back to the 3 goals of dual language, sociocultural competence. Our teachers are still working through distance learning and sharing this with our teachers. So something that we actually do at Holbrook, each grade level has assigned a different continent. So the students, as they are growing or they're moving up a grade level, they learn about a different continent. So we have the TK and the kinders, they're learning about the world. We have the first graders learning about North, Central, and South America. We have the second graders learning about Europe. We have the third graders learning about Africa, fourth graders learning about Asia, fifth graders learning about Australia and Antarctica, and our sixth graders are learning about ancient civilizations. So it's amazing how these students, by the time they are getting out of school, they have been traveled the world. And since we are the jets, we are jetting to success. So I wanted to share this awesome, like a goal for the day that this student is doing with her students, and a few pictures. So see, like in this picture, she is going over the Cuban food during a Zoom meeting. She also happens to be roommate with a former language coach that we had at Holbrook, Miss Hernandez. So here's Miss Hernandez doing the Zoom about culture on Cinco de Mayo. And then we have here another one. I believe this one was the Zoom where she was talking about Brazil and teaching the kids how to dance some samba. So it's amazing. It is great how they include everything. And it happens in all grade levels. We have here Mrs. Adler, the English partner in second grade. She's also like tweeting. And in this one, we can see that the students were learning about Denmark, because the second graders are learning about Europe. And it's just amazing how everything is put together, and we're opening the students their eyes to the world and to diversity and to global community. So this is it's done with all the team, our hashtag Team Holbrook. This is from another teacher in second grade, our Maestra Gascot Reyes. She puts, well, we all work with anchor charts, right? We have the anchor charts in the classroom. Those are what is a reference for the students, especially if you are learning a different language. But what happens when you're at home? There is nothing. Well, she created this PowerPoint. Let me see if I can go into this. She created this PowerPoint where she actually took pictures of all the anchor charts that she had in her classroom, and then went over, why do we need to have these anchor charts? How can we use them? See, in this one, this is an organizer for cause and effect or sequencing. We have another one on when they are working on writing. Well, how does it need to look like, and what is the structure that you need to use? Let's see. We have an expository text. There is also a grammar, acentuación, accents. This is also something that the students have at home. So when they are working on something, they can, again, go back to this PowerPoint as a reference to help them be successful and apply what they are working on. Something that I wanted to share, pocket charts. We are color coded, and we're also using, through distance learning, the color coding and the bridge pocket chart. So as you can see in here, we see the green one with the Spanish, the blue one with the English, and then the bridge where when the teachers are teaching, that's, you know, when you can see some cognates on some of the grammar rules that you can share, that is comparing the Spanish language and the English language. So just, you know, to share even in Spanish, I mean, in math. So this is something that the students have and they have access to, so they can reference to while they're doing some independent study, they're completing an assignment. Going back in here, STEAM, we also do STEAM, and this is another first grade team where you can see that the teachers are going over everything through STEAM, and it's also presented in English or Spanish depending on the teacher that is working or doing a Zoom or an assignment with the students. So the teachers really work together, collaborate, they learn from each other to really put together amazing projects. So the students are still connected and engaged, and they are still learning the language that that we're working on at Holbrook. Then, you know, it's just not the learning. What else are we doing to make this distance learning fun? Well, you know, we do it at school, right? The teachers do lunch bunch. Well, we do it at Holbrook too, doing distance learning. So in these pictures, I have, they're pictures from Miss Flores, our first grade teacher, and she has lunch bunch with students. And here we see, you know, there is only 5 students a day. It's about 20 minutes. The parents, so she sends the sign up link to the parents. The parents pick, there is 5 kids. And then you can see how awesome the kids talk about what they're eating, what they're doing. In one of them, the lower one, Maverick in this case, I don't think he was eating. He was just working on some art while they were having this lunch bunch and kind of, you know, like at the same time interacting with the students. So it's really amazing how we can still keep the norm of what we are doing or what we do usually at school through distance learning. And hey, why not? Fun Friday, right? This is something that during school, my Fridays are, we actually do Football Friday. And then at school on Fridays, students that were stellar, did something great, are learning. The teachers can pick one student every week to play Football Friday with Principal Marshall. So while we went into distance learning, I was thinking, well, we still need to get the kids like, you know, looking forward to do something. And they've been looking forward to do Football Friday with Principal Marshall on Fridays. Well, let's do also Fun Friday with Principal Marshall. So it's, again, students are connecting with the teachers. Students are completing their assignments. Students are working and doing their work. They are selected each Friday to do some Fun Friday with Principal Marshall. And then in here you can, I'm gonna do a little video, but we do, we read books, we do Kahoot, and we end up dancing, because if you know me, you know that dancing is one of my favorite things to do. So let me see if I can show you just a little bit of what we do. By the way, this little guy right here, it's also a Holbrook Jet, and he was selected that Friday to for Fun Friday with Principal Marshall. So here, oh, sorry. So where is, let me see if I can, no, let me see, I'm sorry. There you go.
Whoopsie. Good job, Santiago. Look at you guys. Nice.
just, just wanted to share something. I love students. I love my Jets. I'm missing them so much. So I'm trying to do everything I can to get to see them. And I pop in the Zooms that the teachers are doing just to say something, to say hi, to share and sing happy birthday. So just to keep connecting with our students. Look, this is also something that our sixth grade teacher, Maestra Beltran Palau, is doing because, the students are doing a history project. And how do you do a history project through distance learning? Well, it can be done. So in here, we can see how the teacher uses her organizer for the China civilization. And then this organizer will be guiding information taught for students and help them when they're summarizing or remembering information. They are also working on a Zoom. They, let's say, one day they're working on this, and then they'll be doing some research. Another day they'll be working on, the dynasty cycle, or they will be working or looking into that. So it's again another visual that students have, another reference for them, and then the teachers are guiding them through their learning while they are working on this. So it's just how to make it fun, how to make things engaging, and how to have our students get the best from our distance learning. And that's another one. Yes, the dynasties. Another super project that our team in kindergarten, Maestra Vizcay and Miss Finney, by the way, it's Miss Vizcay's birthday today. Felicidades, feliz cumpleaños. So this is our kindergarten team, and this is a project that they worked on, and it's let me see, do I have everything? Yes. So they actually do a theme for the week. And then on this one, they worked on a project regarding feelings with the students. So since they do a weekly vocabulary-based theme that integrates the vocabulary into reading, into math, into special projects, so they connect and they do everything. They work super, super, super tight together. They collaborate a lot. So for this project, our teachers, the Spanish teacher during Spanish time read the Monstruos de Colores. The English teacher, Miss Finney, read the Color Monster during the English. And then they were also doing art videos of the two different type of monsters that students could make, because we need to remember that these are 5 years old students, and the instruction needs to be very, very specific and step by step. So the teachers did Zoom with both classes every day. They were separate, but then at the end, on that Friday, they actually had a joint Zoom with a bilingual reading of Go Away, Big Green Monster, and all the students in both classes shared their monsters and used their new learned vocabulary in English and Spanish. So the next slide shows all the pictures, the students, or the teachers and the student created to finish this project. So in here we have Maestra Vizcay's wall at home, and she has, the feelings, los sentimientos, and these are the academic vocabulary that the students were learning during that week. And then this is the joint Zoom. We have both teachers right here, and we have the students showing their monsters. And you can, don't you want to hug them? We can't. But it's just amazing how they are engaged and they are excited and they are working on this. So it's amazing seeing how the work that our teachers are doing. Let's see, and the last one, this is one of the teachers, one of the monsters, el monstruo, que una de las maestras created, one of the teachers created. But then, you know what? Then if you think about instruction and what is the instruction that we provide at school, well, there is the group instruction, but then the teachers also do Spanish language development. There is also ELD, and we actually have the ELD teacher working with the ELD support teacher, working with our teachers in how to provide lessons and support for the students. But since our students are mostly English speaking students learning Spanish, one of our students, I mean, I wanted to share what one of our teachers, Maestra Hernandez, in first grade, our Spanish teacher, what she's doing. She actually saw that during the whole group Zoom lessons, it was difficult to scaffold the lessons and discussions in order to allow the students that were learning Spanish to be successful. So what is it that she did? She actually created SLD classes. She does SLD 2 times a week for 45 minutes each session. And what is it that they do? She has her scaffold lessons. She uses sentence frames and sentence starters. There's language structures, cognates, and she puts everything together doing and in different subjects: language arts, science, math lessons. So you can see when she's doing her SLD, some of the parents are actually sitting with the students, but they're also learning Spanish with their students. They're helping with the sentence frames. They're helping the students. And it's great because these are the moments where the students are saying, oh, ¿cómo se dice? And then you're providing that, and it's a small group. And then that's how the students are progressing in their language. She's also differentiating some of the language and vocabulary that the students might be using in the future Zooms. So these students that we're learning have already some prior knowledge of something that they are going to be working on. And you know what? There's more resources, not, like there's resources that we have within the program at school, but there is also resources that I share with our teachers and teachers with the students from all over. And one of the pictures right here, we have my very good friend, Maestro Aviña. He is actually a good friend of mine. He lives in LA, and we met about 18 years ago on a trip to Spain. We happened to sit together. You start talking, and I'm a social butterfly right here. So we start talking. We happen to be both teachers, passionate about what we do, and we kept a friendship since. So he is actually a theater teacher in LAUSD, and I follow him on social media. And I saw that he was actually making videos in English, with stories that he was reading, with standards, attached to standards and activities for students to do. And I suggested if he could do a Spanish one, so I could share with my team. And guess what? He did. And he did corduroy, and he read, or he did a video about corduroy. He read it in Spanish, and then at the end you can see there's some questions that he asked the students to think and to answer in Spanish. So it's another resource that if I happen to, anything that I can see that can benefit our students, I share with my team. And then one of our teachers, our third grade teachers, Miss Jayawardana, she actually created Miss Muffy. And she created Miss Muffy. Miss Muffy is actually their class pet. But of course, they're not in class. So what she did is she created an account, a Twitter account for Miss Muffy, and even a YouTube account, or a YouTube account for Miss Muffy. And Miss Muffy emerged out of quarantine to help cheer kids in life. So her motto is keep going. And Miss Muffy has shared her story as an immigrant. She's doing TikToks and tells really, really funny jokes. So this is also to kind of go into the social emotional part that our teachers are also working with our students. It's not just work and instruction. We really connect with the students. But this is a great initiative. And really, I've heard kids saying that, oh, what is Miss Muffy doing again? Or what are we, is Miss Muffy doing another TikTok, or is Muffy taking a nap? So it's, again, another great resource that we have within our school. And of course, another more resources that we use are from Dr. Jose Luis Medina Hernandez Franco Lopez Jr. Diaz Cruz, or our well-known Dr. Medina. We've been trained by Dr. Medina doing staff meetings last year and this year, and all the professional development that we've gotten with him, we put it in practice. So we've been putting it in practice during when we were in school, but we're also putting it in practice during our distance learning. And as you can see through the culture, the social competence, the social cultural competence lessons, through the 4+1, through the metalinguistic resources, information, everything that the students are using. So everything that we have learned from him, our teachers have also put that in practice. And then, we also, everything that, if he's doing a webinar, he's doing, any videos and he's sharing any tweets, I also like to share with our team, because he is really a pleasure to learn, and he's the guru of dual language education. And with that, Miss Dani, I am done with my presentation. I hope it wasn't too long or too whatever, but it was fun to share with everybody.
No, thank you so much. It was great. I really think it's going to help a lot of people to see the structure of what you're doing, so they can also get ideas of what they can do in their in their schools, distance learning, to also incorporate it, not like you said, not only the academic part, but we also want to incorporate the social part, which I'm assuming a lot of the students are missing, and also teachers. If we're as adults are missing that part, I can't imagine what the little kids are experiencing. So I really want to thank you on behalf of CAVE, because I think it takes a great leader to guide, the teachers, the staff, the students. So I think I want to say thank you, because it takes leaders like you to continue on and helping all these students, and teachers feel, welcome, and to feel motivated to continue and helping all the children, because that's the main focus. So I really want to say thank you for all the work, the hard work that you have done, and you continue to do, regardless of any challenge that we encounter. So thank you so much, Marga. And let's see if there's any comments or any questions. I don't know if anyone wants to go ahead and write comments. And it says, let me see, there's comments. It says, or questions too. It says at Holbrook, so many wonderful things being done to support dual bilingual education, and even during distance learning. Sí se puede. Yes. And then just thank you. Thank you, CAVE Strong. So just a lot of gratefulness, I would say, and I think I feel the same way. To see what you're doing with the school and the students is amazing. So thank you so much, Marga, on behalf of CAVE. I don't know if you would like to say some words before we leave today.
I kept my information in there in case, in case there is somebody that would like to email and they had any questions or anything that would like me to share with them. It's in there. As I mentioned before, we're super social media active. So Twitter, Marga Marshall, Holbrook MDUSD. We also have our Instagram account, our Facebook account, where we actually started doing stories at night, and we ask students to read stories, so we're posting them on Facebook. So we're just trying to do what we can for the best of our students. We miss them, we love them, and we're hoping we get to see them soon. But in the meantime, we're trying to provide for them the best that we can.
And you're doing a great job. I really want to congratulate. If any of your teachers are viewing us right now, thank you so much for all your hard work as well.
Your best.
Also for your time. And if you also see this video afterwards, if you want to write on the chat, we're going to be checking if anyone has any questions. And like Marga said, her information is here on the screen. So take a picture, write it down if you have any questions, because I think she's a great leader to look for all the great examples that she's having with all the distance learning. So thank you so much, Marga.
Thank you, Dani, and thank you, CAVE.
Hasta pronto.
Thank you, gracias.